me ask you something. When your alarm goes off in the morning, what is the very first thing you do? Do you jump out of bed full of energy? Or do you hit snooze 3 times and pull the blanket over your head?
I think most honest people know exactly which one they are.
They really do. And here's the thing. Your morning routine, whatever it looks like, is one of the richest topics in everyday English conversation. People talk about mornings all the time.
How is your morning? What is your routine? Are you a morning person? These questions come up constantly.
And today, we are going to help you describe your morning routine in English, naturally, conversationally, with the real phrases people actually use.
And along the way, we are going to talk about why mornings matter, what they say about us, and how something as simple as describing your morning can become a beautiful conversation in English.
Welcome to English Flow Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm William. So let us start at the very beginning of the day, right when the alarm goes off. Ready?
Ready. Let us go.
Sarah, tell me honestly, what does your morning look like?
Honestly, my mornings are not perfect, but I have a routine I love. I wake up at around 6:30, not because I have to, but because I have trained myself to. It took a long time.
You trained yourself?
Yes, I used to wake up at the last possible minute. I would jump out of bed, rush to get dressed, skip breakfast, arrive at work already stressed.
I know that feeling so well, running out the door with one shoe on.
Exactly that. And then one morning, I woke up early by accident, and everything was quiet. The light was soft. I made a cup of tea. I sat by the window, and I thought, this is a completely different way to start a day.
One quiet morning changed your whole routine.
One quiet morning. That is all it took. And now that morning cup of tea by the window is non-negotiable for me. It is the foundation of my day.
And I love that because what Sarah just described, that is something so many people talk about in English, the small rituals that anchor the morning.
The small things that make the morning yours.
And let us notice something. Sarah described her morning in such natural English. Let me pull out a few of the phrases she used.
Please do.
She said, I wake up at around 6:30. Wake up. That is the first and most important phrase for any morning routine. I wake up.
Wake up means to stop sleeping, to open your eyes and begin the day. I wake up at 6. I wake up early. I wake up before my alarm.
And she said, I used to wake up at the last possible minute. I used to. That phrase, I used to, is beautiful. It talks about a past habit, something you did regularly before, but not anymore.
I used to skip breakfast. I used to stay up very late. I used to rush every morning. Past habits, things that have changed.
And Sarah also said, my morning cup of tea is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. That is such a powerful word for describing your routine.
Non-negotiable means I will not give this up. This is fixed. This is essential. This always happens.
My morning walk is non-negotiable. My quiet time before work is non-negotiable. The one thing in your morning you will never skip.
So 3 very natural phrases for you. I wake up. I used to. Non-negotiable. Use these and your morning routine description sounds immediately real and fluent. And William, what about your morning? Tell me honestly.
Honestly, my morning and Sarah's morning are very different.
How so?
I am not naturally a morning person. I never have been. I would snooze my alarm 4 or 5 times. I would lie in bed telling myself just 5 more minutes. And those 5 minutes would turn into 30.
The 5 more minutes lie. Everyone knows this lie.
The most convincing lie in history. And then I would rush, skip breakfast, arrive at work in a bad mood before the day had even started.
And what changed?
Something small. I started making breakfast, a proper breakfast, not just grabbing something on the way out the door. I started sitting down, eating slowly, just 10 minutes. But those 10 minutes, they changed the whole tone of my morning.
The tone of the morning. I love that phrase.
The way the morning feels, rushed or calm, anxious or settled. And now my breakfast is my anchor. Even if everything else is rushed, if I have had my breakfast sitting down, I feel okay.
And that is such a human truth. We all have that one thing, the one small ritual that sets the tone for everything that follows.
What is yours? That is the question.
And let us do what we did before. Let us look at the natural English William just used, because there were some wonderful phrases in there.
Okay.
He said, I would snooze my alarm. I would lie in bed. I would rush. When we use I would to describe a past routine, it is very natural, very real.
I would wake up late. I would skip breakfast. I would arrive stressed. It describes something I did regularly, again and again in the past.
It is similar to I used to, but I would sounds even more like a repeated habit, like a pattern you lived in.
So you can use both. I used to skip breakfast, or I would skip breakfast every morning. Both are correct. Both sound natural.
And William said, I started sitting down. I started eating slowly. I started making breakfast. I started, followed by an ing verb, that is such a useful phrase for describing a change in routine.
I started going to bed earlier. I started meditating in the morning. I started taking the stairs instead of the lift.
I started, it marks the moment a habit began, the turning point.
And those 10 minutes changed the whole tone of my morning. The tone of my morning. Use this when you want to describe the feeling of a morning, not just what happens, but how it feels.
My morning has a calm tone. My mornings have a rush tone. I want to change the tone of my mornings.
Beautiful English, real English, and now it is yours.
Can I share something with you? Something a woman told me once that I have never forgotten?
Please.
I met a woman at an event. She was a doctor. She worked long hours. She was exhausted every day. And someone asked her, how do you manage to keep going? How do you have the energy?
And what did she say?
She said, every morning, before my family wakes up, before the phone rings, before any demand is placed on me, I sit outside with my coffee for exactly 5 minutes, and I watch the sky.
Just 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. And she said, in those 5 minutes, I remember that I am not just a doctor. I am not just a mother. I am not just a wife. I am a person. And the sky reminds me of that.
5 minutes with the sky.
And I have thought about that ever since. Because we think a morning routine has to be complicated. An hour of meditation, journaling, exercise, cold showers, a perfect schedule.
It can feel overwhelming when you see those long routines online.
But that doctor reminded me, it just needs to be yours. 5 minutes, a cup of coffee, the sky. That is enough.
Your routine does not need to be impressive. It needs to be yours.
Your routine does not need to be impressive. It needs to be yours.
Sarah, let me ask you something practical. If someone at work asks me, what is your morning routine like, how do I actually structure my answer?
Great question. Let me walk you through it. You can start with when you wake up, then move through the sequence of what you do, and end with how you feel when you leave the house.
Okay, let me try. I wake up at 7. First I make coffee, then I take a shower. After that I get dressed. Then I have breakfast, and finally I leave the house at 8:30.
That is very clear. And do you notice the words William used to connect the sequence?
First, then after that, then finally.
Yes, these are sequence words. They connect the steps of your morning. They make it easy for the listener to follow.
First, then after that, next, finally. Before that, as soon as I wake up.
As soon as I wake up, I check my phone. Or as soon as I wake up, I drink a glass of water. As soon as means immediately. The first thing, no delay.
As soon as my alarm goes off, I get up. No snoozing.
William, that is a new William.
That is the William I am trying to become.
And you can also describe how you feel in your morning, not just what you do. Adding feelings makes your description come alive.
I feel groggy when I first wake up. Groggy means still half asleep, slow, a bit confused. Very normal in the morning.
After my coffee, I feel more alert. Alert means awake, aware, ready.
By the time I leave the house, I feel settled, ready to face the day.
Ready to face the day. That is a beautiful morning phrase. I feel ready to face the day.
I want to ask you something deeper. Why do you think mornings matter so much?
I think mornings are the one part of the day that belongs completely to you. Before the emails, before the demands, before the noise.
Before the world gets in.
Before the world gets in. Yes. And how you spend those first minutes, they set the tone for everything that follows. Not perfectly, not magically, but genuinely.
I notice it now. On the mornings I rush, I feel behind all day, like I am chasing the day rather than living it.
Chasing the day rather than living it. That is such a vivid way to put it.
And maybe that is something to think about. What does your morning say about how you want to live your day?
You do not need to have the perfect morning. No one does. But asking the question, what do I want my morning to feel like? That is already a step forward.
What do I want my morning to feel like? Not what should it look like, but how do I want to feel?
Calm, grounded, energized, grateful, in control. Whatever word resonates with you, let that be the goal of your morning. Just one feeling, one word.
And then build your morning around that one feeling.
One feeling. That is enough. And now, here is your challenge. And it is a simple one, but it is powerful.
Tell us about your morning in English right now, out loud, or in the comments below.
Use these phrases. First I, then I, after that I, as soon as I wake up, I feel. My morning routine is. The most important part of my morning is.
Do not try to make it perfect. Just describe your real morning. The alarm, the coffee, the shower, the rush, or the calm, whatever it is.
Because your morning is uniquely yours, and describing it, in English, is a beautiful piece of everyday conversation that will serve you forever.
In job interviews, in casual conversations, when you meet new people, when someone asks, "So what do you like in the mornings?" you will know exactly what to say.
And you will say it naturally, confidently, in flowing English.
So leave a comment. Tell us, what is your morning like? And what is the one thing in your morning that is non-negotiable?
We read every single comment, every one, and we love hearing your real lives, your real mornings, your real English.
Before we go, I want to say something to anyone listening who feels like their mornings are chaotic, messy, far from ideal.
Go ahead.
That is okay. A chaotic morning does not mean a chaotic life. Some of the most incredible people have the messiest mornings.
What matters is not the perfect routine. What matters is that you show up. Every morning, you try again.
You open your eyes, you get up, you face another day. That is already something worth celebrating.
And if you also learned a few new English phrases along the way, then this morning was a very good one indeed.
A very good morning indeed.
Please subscribe to English Flow Podcast. Give this episode a like and share it with someone whose mornings could use a little warmth today.
We are so thankful for this community, for every listener, every single one of you.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm William.
Keep flowing. Keep growing.